want to watch Chuck Clark, Brandon Williams, and LJ Fort on this play. The Seahawks are in a 2-by-2 set, and Chuck's going to read run, come downhill, get off that wide receiver block, and take out the running back for, I think, a 2-yard loss there. Great job reading out of that formation and reacting, beating the block, making a play. Really nice overall. We're going to look at the end zone angle, but I want you to watch from above Brandon shed this guard. This is something. Right here coming up. Watch him discard this guy. Makes the back cut outside there. Man, that's just nasty. So I haven't watched all of this tape, but what I've seen so far from Brandon Williams, he's just killing it. Watch Fort, eyes in the backfield, watching for play action here. First off, watch Brandon, this big man, get down, win this leverage battle, sort of loses his footing, but he's underneath, eyes in the backfield, and then he just chucks him, gets in the gap, forces the back to bounce. Fort is not in a great position here taking on, but he does a good job getting under. You see he kind of rolls his hips and gets under that center and sheds, and watch the pursuit. This play starts with Lockett in the slot, being covered man-to-man by Marcus Peters. He's going to motion under and then orbit the quarterback. As soon as the ball's in Wilson's hand, he turns to the flat. You can see his helmet, his shoulders, that direction. Peters gives chase to the flat, and Earl Thomas, that route has his attention. He also has awareness of what's going on outside of him with these two receivers and the coverage. Soon as Wilson turns, watch his back foot, his right foot here, and plant. Soon as he plants, turns away from that, it's almost simultaneous. So does Thomas plant his foot, turns, and hauls it to the post. That's a free safety play there. Gets underneath of that route, breaks it up. Love his passion, too, at the end of this. Watch the nice little move the receiver puts, kind of heads to the sideline and then crosses, I guess that's Carr's face here. And you can see there's a fair bit of separation, but Thomas understands what he's trying to do here. Wilson is trying to do here, and just kills it, getting back under this thing. Ravens are going to send extra guys here, and it really pays off. It's really Fort that gets pressure on the outside. Yeah, it saves the day, as it turns out. It makes Wilson pull the ball down. Really can't step into this throw. Wormley does a good job beating this guard. Gets hands off of him, then swims, and then just keeps working. And as Wilson goes to escape Fort, he's stepping into Wormley. Fort gets a good hit on him. Let's watch the play from the other side. You can see what the Seahawks want. They send Lockett in motion. They get one-on-one on the outside with Marcus Peters with no help over the top. Marcus is playing him inside here, but you can see once Lockett works outside, Peters is going to overcommit. Lockett's going to cross his face, and he's got separation. If the pressure doesn't get home and force a throw where Wilson isn't set, that's probably a touchdown. Chuck Clark is at the line here, and once he reads pass instead of run, he's going to realize that he's in man coverage on this tight end and stays with him in his hip pocket. Ultimately, you see Russell Wilson just take a shot there, put the ball up, presumably because he thinks Chuck's the smaller man and his guy's got a better shot at this 50-50 ball, and Chuck just holds up great there. A fair amount of hand fighting, but you see Russell Wilson, they're running. This is Lockett. They're running Marcus Peters around here again. That's Marcus shadowing him in man and just chasing him, having to get out under this route or over this route. Marlon's just locking this guy down. Plus, you got a man over top. Russell's looking at that later on in the play. First thing he wants is this quarterback. And watch Fort. I think that's Fort. Just instantly break on this ball. Two defenders do, but watch Fort. Once he reads what the back's doing here, that it's not a give, he's out on him. I like Jihad Ward too here, kind of keeping contained with Russell, keeping him in the pocket while still trying to get pressure. But ultimately, if you watch Russell Wilson's eyes here, he wants the back out of the backfield. And then he's going to check this cross. Really good coverage over top. And then he's going to look out in the flat. I like how Peters stays home a little bit here too over top of this. And then he's going to try to give his receiver a chance to make a play on a 50-50 ball. And Chuck, great. He's, like I said, he's in his hip pocket that whole time. Ferguson surrenders the edge here, but this is a tough play. The Ravens ran this play last week versus Cincinnati. They bring the running back over to the boundary, two receivers out wide. They're going to pull the guard and the tackle, and that's what Ferguson's keying. Clearly, he's going to try to get in and blow this play up on the backside. But he's not the only one. You see both linebackers keying off of that as well. And a real similar result, And that's a tough play to stay home on, but similar result. I think it's the exact same yardage the Ravens picked up on this call. Check out the communication on this motion. Everybody kind of shifts with the wideout. Earl is... I think he's calling out something to Bynes here. You see Bynes move over. And instantly, watch Earl break on this. Really, even before, as it relates to the camera, before you see this receiver come back in motion. So he's seeing him. Chuck's calling it out as well. Perhaps this is something they recognize, formation-wise. Yeah, he's breaking down. Let's get the all-22 here. Earl and Chuck. Wait a minute, where'd Chuck come from? Watch this, watch this. So Chuck's signaling over there. He's going to get single high. Wow. So that's cool. It's Chuck signaling Earl. Wow. All right. Check that out. And he gets up high. In terms of this, which is really what I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch Ferguson on this play. He's going to take on this tight end. Tight end gets outside of him. Watch his eyes here. He just pushes the tight end into the ball carrier's path, but then he's able to shed Thomas because of Clark's call and his recognition of the play is outside there. And Humphrey just kind of sheds, or not Humphrey, excuse me, Ferguson sheds and physically takes care of the ball carrier. Yeah, so that was interesting. Let's watch Chuck again. Just watch him. I didn't notice this. Watch him upon the motion. Even before the wide receiver's motioning back, watch him. Look, he's already pointing this out. I think he and Earl are talking here. Yep,